The following podcast is a Dear Media production.
Might I say you're looking radiant?
Thank you.
I just said, what is that lip combo? And she's like, the lip combo that you always use that you give me. But I'm like, oh, it just looks so good on you though.
The lip combo that you gave me, and it's been life-changing. I can never go back. Every time I go to Target, I just grab a couple little, is it NYX?
It's NYX Nude Beige. Someone messaged me a dirty, nasty little thing the other day on Instagram. And they said, what are we using now that NYX has changed their Nude Beige formula? And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Now, here's the thing about me. When I go buy those things, I buy like 7 at a time.
Me too.
And I have like small ones, big ones, like ones that aren't open, whatever. So I can't really pinpoint like which ones would be old or new. Like I have no idea. So I'm like, the other day I bought one from the store, like literally like 2-3 days ago. And I used the formula and I was like, I can't tell. Is this different? Like, is it?
I feel like so far mine have been the same. Maybe they haven't changed them in Florida yet. Maybe it's starting. Maybe it's starting up north and it's going down.
We're trickling down. Could you grab me a water, please, James? Sorry, Courtney. We'll edit that out, or you can keep it in because my husband gets me things that I need. That's what he does. That's the kind of man I'm married to.
Do you know what my husband just did this morning?
Isn't it so weird that we say husband?
Yeah, it is.
You just said it, and I was like, that's weird. But you literally got married like what? 22 days after me. Yeah. Like your husband.
We're coming up on our 1-year anniversary, which is insane.
Nuts.
Well, I went to this gorgeous bakery this morning that's gluten-free, sugar-free, all of my favorite things free. And
doesn't sound gorgeous to me. We all have our own version of beautiful.
Yeah, we do. But I was like, sometimes you just want to drive, like the sun's out, you want to listen to music, just a little bebop. I got my little tea and I get this beautiful quiche, okay, and it's like a Starbucks egg bite, like 2, but on steroids because it's handmade, gluten-free, almond flour. It's delicious, okay.
Yummy.
Put a little hot sauce. Shannon's like, yummy.
No, I'm sure it was for all.
I got it. I ate one, and then you and I started FaceTiming while we put our makeup on because Shannon and I had a little FaceTime makeup date.
We love a get ready with me date.
I do love a get ready with me. If anybody can catch me in that window, that's your best time. After that, you won't be able to talk to me.
By the way, you won't. Like, you can talk to me. I'm always doing nothing. Anna Grace is on a Zoom call. She's on a fucking retreat. She's on she's meditating. She's doing something. If you want to catch her, it does have to be while she's doing her makeup. And it's such a fun time to gab. Okay, sorry, keep going. It is a
fun time. So we were gabbing. And I thought at the end of our gab, I finished my tea. I said, ooh, we're about to record a podcast. I need a little fuel. I'm going to go upstairs and get the other bite of my gorgeous, beautiful handmade quiche that I sought far and wide to fetch. Austin ate it. It was literally
divorce.
Jail. I was like, there's nothing worse than when you're excited about eating something and then you come home and your freaking husband has eaten it.
No, it reverts you back to that college mentality where you want to like write your name on like a to-go thing. You're like, do not eat Shannon's.
I have found myself hiding. Like I'll leave in the morning. Okay. There are 6 bananas. This is a math problem for all you guys. There's 6 bananas and I will leave. And there are 2 men in this house. Okay. Zane and Austin. All right, everybody.
There are 2 monkeys in this house.
2 monkeys in this house. And I will leave thinking, surely I can come home and make my evening protein shake. And it has to be with a banana or else it's icy. The consistency's all wrong. Right.
Course.
I leave with a bushel of bananas. I come home, all of the bananas are gone. I'm like, did you guys get like these insufferable muscle cramps and you had to eat all the bananas in the house? What happened to the bananas?
By the way, that's too much banana consumption. I'd say
it's too many bananas. I think I've talked about the banana problem on
I think I've talked about the banana problem. James also eats a lot of bananas to the point that I was ordering groceries the other day and I was like 6 bananas. He was like 6. And I eat a banana very rarely. So I'm like, oh, I should eat more because actually my legs have really been cramping up. He was like 6. And I was like, well, babe, they'll go bad before you eat them. He's like, babe, 12. I was like, oh my God. Like, we get groceries every week. Like, why are you needing to just murk that many bananas?
No, and then you turn into me where I start hiding them in like a drawer, just one little banana in a drawer, in the banana drawer, the secret banana drawer, which I'm not going to tell anyone on the mic where it's at.
No, we can't, we shan't.
No, because then they'll find it. Anyways, so there's something going on. But I'm really glad that James is getting you water. Also made my quiche, so we're gonna start.
Yeah, so he's doing great. Austin's not doing great. Guys, tap in. Do the men in your life eat too many bananas?
Does everyone just in your home eat everything, and then little old me is just? He's like, you left it unattended. I'm like, you know what?
Not the unattended banana. We got to shackle those things down.
Yeah, we really do. Anyways, well,
we have a lot to catch up on. Anna Grace hasn't been on the podcast in a minute. She's been a busy girl. She's booked and busy. One thing about Anna Grace, she's going to be doing something at all times. And that's why I love you. The grass does not grow underneath your feet. Okay. As much as she loves to ground, that grass ain't growing underneath Anna Grace's feet. All right.
But it's actually been devastating that the two biggest events of my life, which one of them being the Bali retreat, was your baby shower, and then your other baby shower looked
oh my gosh,
so hilarious that I was really upset.
It was such a silly, goofy thing that like happened so last minute. And Mary Carlisle wasn't able to come to the first. Well, oh, sorry. I don't know why I keep acting like people weren't able to come to the first baby shower. I wasn't expecting any of my friends. My mom sent an invitation out to everyone because she's just Southern and she's like that. And also like shouts out Minted. Honestly, they like still have all of our addresses from the wedding and stuff. So it was just easy to kind of like put them in the system. And I feel like all my friends were sending me these like long messages like, I would love to come to South Carolina for your baby shower. I'm like, guys, whoa. I would never expect you to come to South Carolina for my baby shower. Like it's a bit of a haul. Also, like we don't live somewhere where there's like a direct flight. Like it's kind of like the middle of like, not the middle of nowhere, but no one's expected to come. It was kind of just to like give you the invitation, be cute, my registry's on it, whatever. But it's funny because obviously Mary Carlisle was like not able to make it. And she was like, but I'm coming into town and I'm staying with you anyway. So like, are you sure you don't do anything for your Nashville people? And I'm like, no, I said only one baby shower. It's too much. Then I was like, well, that's kind of crazy. Literally all my best friends are here. Like, why can't why can't I do something? And so I threw out a bat signal to the 7 people that I like and know in Nashville. And they were like, we would love to celebrate you. And I was like, yeah. And you know what's so funny? I actually just told everyone at the baby shower this. So I texted 2 of my friends, Jen and Colleen, that like I was, you know, when you're like trying to get a head count, so you don't make a massive group chat first, you kind of make mini group chats with people that know each other. So it's not like obnoxious and annoying before everyone gets thrown into the big group chat with like numbers they don't have. So I was like texting Jen and Colleen, who are best friends. And I was like, does this date work for you? We're doing something super low key at my house. Like could be hibachi, could be like ordering pizza and drinking wine. Like, I don't know, but like super chill. And they're like, yeah, that date works for us. And then I don't know why I said this, but I was like, no presents, please. Like, don't worry about presents. Like, why did I say that? It's my baby shower. Like, why would I not want presents from my dear friends? And they wrote back and were like, oh my gosh, you're ridiculous. Like, blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, we're available those dates. Then Jen, like a week later, is like, hey, I made you this really, or she didn't say she made me a gift. She was like, I have a gift for you before you said no gifts. Like, please let me drop it off. And I'm like, that's so sweet. It was the most like stunning heirloom baby blanket with like her name monogrammed on it, like Daisy Patricia. It was the sweetest thing ever. I was like, oh my gosh. But she gave it to me beforehand because like I said no gifts. Then I didn't tell anyone else no gifts because I was like, fuck that. I want gifts from my dearest friends. I've gotten them all gifts for their baby showers. They probably want to get me a gift for my baby shower. So then I had this looming fear once these 10 people showed up to my house and all brought gifts. Like we had like a gift table set up that Colleen was going to get here and be like, why did everyone bring a gift? Even though she said no gifts, because I didn't tell anyone else no gifts except for those 2 people for some reason. But Colleen walks in and she's like, I know you said no gifts, but, and then she's like, okay, but everyone has gifts. I was like, this is going to sound crazy, Colleen. I only told you and Jen that for some reason. And then I had this realization that I love gifts and I want gifts.
You said, and I need gifts. That's why.
And they were lovely.
That's why when we sent you the wreath, it was a family affair.
So cute. Did your mom do that? Is she known for that? Her mom sent me the most. Well, you have to know Anna Grace's mom. She's a crafty lady. And she's also just like so thoughtful and so kind. And it was this, I mean, I've seen baby shower wreaths before, like, and diaper towers and things of that nature, but nothing like this. This was really cool. I was like, how did she even do this?
It's a serious DIY project that a lot of people ask me, like, girl, can you show how your mom made this when Hunter posted hers? And I was like, actually, I can't, because you like roll these little tiny diapers and then you take these little elastic hair bands and like wrap them around and make a whole wreath. And then you like put stuff on top of it. It's a whole production.
Anna Grace, I took all this stuff off after it was displayed for the baby shower. Then you take the items off and then you have the items to use, which is like the really cool part about it. And I was left with this, this like wire wreath thing. I thought, I'm going to save that because I'll make one of these It sat there for 2 days. I looked at that. I go, by the way, no, you fucking aren't. No, you aren't. You don't know what to do. You don't know how to do it. It was so intricate. As I was taking it off, I was like, this is a lot of work. Like, very impressive. Very impressive.
Yes, but all that being said, I sent you that and I was like, but also, by the way, like Daisy's still getting gifts from me, just so you know. We just needed a little decor since I wouldn't be at the shower.
That was a moment. I need nothing else from you other than your sweet presence in her life.
Well, I am going to come see you because I need to just like see you in your full essence. So Shannon and I planned a trip before Daisy comes just to like one more time.
And I don't want to put it out there, especially like with such a powerful being as yourself on air. I feel like I might accidentally manifest this. But like when you come, I'm like, I think I'm like 2 or 3 weeks out. Like that's not unheard of to go into labor. I'm like, that would happen where you come and I'm like, my water broke. And you're like, oh no. And you're just like accidentally here for her birth.
Actually, I want you to know I would love that because I really would thrive in that setting. Not that I'm really here to be
I think
a doula,
you would too.
But I think I'm really good in situations like that. So
everyone keeps being like, are you hiring a midwife or a doula? I'm like, yeah, Taylor will be there. Taylor's like, you actually can't call me that. Like, these are like very trained professional. I'm like, Taylor, you're my doula. Like, come on, you silly goose. And she's like, I know, but like some people could be offended by that. And I'm like, come on.
That actually is another one of our funny parallels is that your neighbor Taylor is a quote unquote, not legit doula, but my neighbor Taylor is actually a doula and is actually also going to be here whenever I do have a baby, which I'm not pregnant.
Does have 3 children, right?
Yeah.
So, like your neighbor and best friend is Taylor and has 3 kids. Like it is kind of crazy.
It is actually like so strange. And she actually is a doula. They have a lot of the same interests, which is birth.
They have a lot of the same interests, which are birth.
They're ours. I feel like Taylor is like, well, you're Taylor. I'm like too many Taylors, but I do feel like if I was giving birth and Taylor was there, like every word she'd say, I'd be like, yep, I'm going to do that.
Yeah, I know. She's weirdly, I wouldn't like if you were to peg Taylor as like a word, if you were like one word to describe Taylor, Monaco, I wouldn't say calm would come to mind. I wouldn't, and I also wouldn't say eccentric would come to mind either, but like, I wouldn't just like throw calm in the world of words to describe her until you put that bitch in a birthing setting or a pregnancy setting. And she's like this calm, stoic, like powerful energy. She is just like a birth mother. Like,
I do feel like that's also just like mother energy. I've really been loving the era of my life where all of my friends have children and they're like, oh, are we your only friends with kids? And I'm like, no, you don't understand. Literally everyone has babies right now, but I love it because there's just this like quiet confidence in the mother energy that I really love. It's really nurturing for me.
It's very nurturing. Now, I'm sure you've probably seen about 1 million ads for hair growth products and you're like, sure, like that actually works. And that was me too. Like, listen, I was a skeptic. When I decided I wanted to grow my hair out, I was like, okay, I need some products, but like what actually works, you know? And then I found out the Nutrafol is not like the rest of them. And mostly because I had friends that I trusted that truly used it and saw the results and were like, no, this is the real deal. Mostly also because Nutrafol is physician formulated. So they've got that backing going for them. It's because it's clinically tested. Dermatologists recommend it. All the signs are pointing at this is going to be a good product to try out. And I'm so glad I did years ago when I decided to grow my hair out from a literal bob to the long, luscious locks you see today. But it was really important to me to keep my hair thick. I didn't just want it to grow long and thin. I wanted it to be thick. And you see that visible thickness from using Nutrafol. Now, I used their women's core for a very long time. I'm having to take a little bit of a break because I'm pregnant, but don't you worry, because then I found out that they have a postpartum formula, which is amazing. And I gifted that to so many of my friends, mostly just because, you know, you see less shedding when you use Nutrafol. And I know that's a really big issue whenever you are postpartum. People are seeing, like, my friends are like, wait till those showers postpartum, you will literally just be pulling hairballs out of your head. And I'm like, oh no. So I want to be on it with the postpartum formula by Nutrafol that is also tried and true and people love. Like I said, such a great gift option. I just think it's really, really great to have the confidence in your hair and to know that Nutrafol is a product that works. Now, you do need to stay consistent with it. Honestly, I didn't see results for about 6 months. I know you're gonna be like, 6 months, but like truly some people see results after 3. So take a deep breath. But I want to be honest with you guys. I saw serious results after taking Nutrafol for 6 months. And then I was like on and popping, never going to stop. I am obsessed. Add it to your daily routine. Purchased online, no prescription required. Like, it's just amazing. It's automated deliveries right to your door, free shipping. It's just great. So if you guys want to see thicker, stronger, faster growing hair with less shedding in just 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol, for a limited time, Nutrafol is offering my listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code PROBABLY. Find out why Nutrafol is the best-selling hair growth supplement brand at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code PROBABLY. That's Nutrafol.com. Promo code probably. So you just went on an incredible trip. We have a couple things to talk about. One thing that I'm extremely excited to talk about with Anna Grace is something that we've been given permission to speak on. Should we lead with it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's lead with it. We have been sworn to, not secrecy, but it's one of those things like, is she silent or was she silenced? And we've been silenced on this story, and it's such premium content. And Austin, our dear angel baby, who really, like, we have to give credit where credit's due. He lets us talk about so many things. In regard. We don't ask. We just talk about his life, James' life. Like, you know, they do a lot for us. And this was one thing that he was like, I really don't want you to share this right now. Okay. And it's been years.
It's been years. And you know what? The NDA expired. Okay. The clause is up, me running to a mic. Get this girl on a microphone. Okay.
Get this girl on a mic. We have a story to tell. Okay. It's something that, by the way, I don't know if this will upset Austin. It's a story I tell often in my real life. I just told it the other day. We were at dinner with James's really good friend, Nick, and his girlfriend. And we just told this story. And they were like, no way. And I was like, it gets crazier. They were like, what the fuck? Okay, I'm going to let Anna Grace take it away.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like I haven't, because I've been silenced. I've been living with a silencer. No, I'm just kidding. But literally, I haven't told it in a while.
We're oppressed.
If I forget a detail, Shannon, please chime in, because it has been, I think it's been like 3 years. And you guys, we mentioned a little nugget on the mic one time 3 years ago. And I got a DM like 2 months ago. It was like, are you ever going to tell us why Austin can't get Precheck at the airport, or like why he can't get TSA? Because I always, first of all, one thing about me, can't wait in the line. I have global entry. I have clear. I have TSA Precheck. I have every possible modality. Period. And Austin has basic level everything because he's too afraid to apply, rightfully so, which I'm about to tell you guys how this.
Which, by the way, this also, James not being an American citizen and not having, like, there's so many other hoops he has to jump through. He just got Precheck the other day, and do you know what it coincided with? Our very first trip that he had Precheck, where he felt like, oh my God, this is because you had to have a social security number.
Yeah,
we had to wait for him to get that, and then he had a social security number, but it wasn't in the system for so long. It's such a long process, right? And then he finally gets it, and then there's all these alerts on my phone the day we go to the airport, and I'm like, what is this saying about TSA Precheck? And I'm like, oh, how funny. They officially took the rule away where you have to take your shoes off. And James is like, right, for TSA Precheck. That's what I have now. And I was like, no, they took it off for everyone. He goes, the day I get TSA Precheck, those bitches don't have to take their shoes off anymore. And I was like, nope.
Yep. Honestly,
they don't.
That is the worst part, because I always travel in my Converse. I got to unlace those bitches. That's why I'm like, I always 100%. Go through Precheck, and I always leave Austin. So then I started taking all these pictures and saying, like, when he's a 10, but he doesn't have TSA Precheck.
Yes.
So let me set the stage, because there's actually a little bit of stage setting that needs to happen. So I live in Florida, for anybody new here, and I have never been a gun girly. Okay. I'm a lover.
You don't strike us as the type.
Nope. Not a gun girly. Mostly because guns terrify me. Like, if you put one in my hand, I have adrenaline coursing through my whole body. I'm scared.
A slight side note, it is a little bit of an oxymoron, because you were raised in Memphis, Tennessee.
Again,
but not a gun girl.
Not a gun girl. Nope.
Not a gun girl.
Nope. Not a gun girl at all. So when we moved to Florida, spoiler alert, Austin has a gun. But I'm going to tell you guys why I quickly realized, because I was like, oh, no, I'm scared. Put it somewhere safe. You know, all the things.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I mean, by the way, you should.
right. But
Should.
I'm just very unfamiliar. I know Shannon, she's confident around.
She's fucking locked and ready to go.
Shannon is. And you know what? Like when I would spend the night at your house, like I'm like, Shannon's got that thing ready to go. Like she'll protect me.
But guns, like, listen, like anyone that's listening to this is like, how dare you talk about how guns are like, I just grew up in a household where my parents were very adamant. Well, my parents are like gun people, but my dad was like gun safety times 1,000. Like I even see kids like hold play guns or like BB guns or whatever. I'm like, don't point that at someone. Don't do this. Put that down. Take that apart and put it back together and make sure, let me see that you can clean it. They're like, what the fuck? This is a water gun. I'm like, hey, like my parents were super strict. And then like only did I get a gun when I like lived alone. And my dad still, if he comes to town, he's like, you've been shooting that gun lately? I'm like, Dad, it's the same gun I've had forever. He's like, you need to make sure that you're familiar with it. Take it apart for me really quick. Let me see, take it apart, put it back together. I'm like, oh my God. Like it's, gun safety is of the utmost importance. But
yes.
Yeah, I'm fucking strapped. So don't try me. Okay.
Don't come at me. Yeah. Well, this is where I figured out really quickly as to why Austin was like, there are just certain situations, which I'm going to show you because I had to go to the gun range and like learn how to use it. But
sure,
that also was literally the scariest. It was also,
I can't picture it.
Yeah. I was like, no. But so we moved a bunch, obviously, like we rented a house and then we were trying to buy a house and we had like an in-between house in between leases of renting. It was a lot of moving. Okay. We ended up in this house, which by the way, super nice area on a golf course, great little rental that we were going to stay in for like 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
And this is where I was like, oh, okay. Yep. I got it. It's tracking. So we would wake up in the morning, go out on our balcony, and there was like a little lake in our backyard and overlooking, like you'd have your morning cup of tea, coffee, whatever, overlooking this lake. There was a big fat mama gator with like 5 baby gators.
Just sorry, like got chills
every morning. Like it was so casual. Yeah. Coming from someone who lived in Tennessee landlocked, I was like, what is this Jurassic Park world that we're living in?
It's the only thing about Florida that I'm like, oof, I just don't know.
Okay, so there's actually been 2 times where I was in like a potentially dangerous situation. One was with a cottonmouth snake, or what are the bad ones?
I was just going to say cottonmouths and water moccasins. My dad, obviously, I can go on record and say he's never shot a person, but like he has had to kill water moccasins, which are an extremely poisonous, and any like nature people come in for me, like, sorry, like water moccasins will like set up shop at your house and in your docks. And it was when we were like kids and children, and my dad would have to like go my mom would be like, get your gun, I'm keeping an eye on it. And like, he would have to kill a water moccasin that is like deeply poisonous to your children and to adults. Well.
And that was the lesson that I learned was like Austin, obviously, like he's not really a huge gun guy either. I've never seen him like use it or shoot it besides the gun range once. But there were times where I thought, oh my gosh, if Zane was playing in the backyard and at this time he was like a little snack. He was like 10, 11, I don't know. And he looked like the perfect little delicious chomp stick to a gator.
Literally.
Unfortunately, if it comes down to your child and a gator, like gator's going to have to go. Now, I do not condone hurting animals. We've never hurt an animal, and Austin won't either. But there are some situations in Florida where I'm like, whoa, the wildlife really be crazy.
Yeah, and the guys on bath salts are crazy in Florida.
Florida man. Florida man. So anyways, that is the only reason we have a weapon in our home. And I guess now I'm like, whatever. Austin, that's your journey, not mine. But I do get it. And I did have to learn how to use a gun once just for the safety of like literally protecting your, I guess, children is the only way. If it were like me and someone holding me at gunpoint, I'd be like, I'm tethered here by a thread. I'd say, I'd say
I'm fine to go.
I'm like, you know what? Just make it quick. I don't know. I really don't want to have to shoot you. I just don't.
I'm fine. I get it. I rented my house, well, many houses, many townhouses, many apartments. I was a renting queen for about close to a decade in Nashville. And if only I had known about Built Rewards. I'm telling you, anyone who is a renter, Built Rewards is the way to go. Okay. It's just amazing. My brother, he just got his first apartment. I am like, you better sign up for Built Rewards right now. It is iconic. And If you haven't heard about, let me kind of like break it down for you. So Built is, okay, if you're paying rent every month without earning anything in return, that's just silly. So Built is here to save the day. It's a rewards program designed for renters who want to earn something for their largest, most likely monthly expense, right? Okay, so I'll explain it to you how it works. You're going to pay your rent through Built, okay? And then you're going to earn flexible points that can be redeemed towards hundreds of hotels, airlines, a future rent payment. Did you hear that? I said a future rent payment. Like, hello. Why wouldn't you do that? Your next Lyft ride and so much more, but it does not stop there. Built is about making your entire neighborhood more rewarding, okay? So you can dine out at your favorite local restaurants. You can earn additional points. You can get VIP treatment at certain fitness studios, okay? And you can even enjoy exclusive experiences just for Built members every month. Now, you don't even have to ask if you're allowed to do this. You can do it. Like, you don't have to like get approval from your landlord. Built Rewards is just amazing. If you rent, you can do this. And they are turning a monthly expense into an opportunity, okay? You're going to earn rewards and discover the best that your neighborhood has to offer. And now your rent is finally working for you. Because tell me, it did not work for me. Whenever I was paying rent, I did not have Built, and I wish I did. So do what I couldn't and earn points on rent and around your neighborhood, wherever you call home, by going to joinbuilt.com/probably. That's joinbilt.com/probably. And make sure to use my URL so they know that I sent you.
Okay, so anyways, so we're evacuating. You guys just needed to hear all that because obviously we have a gun in our home that is Austin's, okay? And we're evacuating for a hurricane at this point. This is like 3 years ago. We had been out of town. We come home. And when this storm was supposed to be really, really, really bad, you never know in Florida. It could nick you. It could miss you. It could take your house away. You just never know. You're rolling the dice. So we were evacuating to Tennessee, which was at Shannon's house. So we were headed up to Shannon's, our refuge, our place of safety. And we took pretty much everything in the house that we're like, okay, if our home gets flooded and like looters come through or whatever, we're going to like clean out the house and like the, your passport.
The important things, of course. Yeah.
The important things, your birth certificate, your guns, your things that you don't want in the hands of a stranger or something, right?
Yeah.
So Austin obviously packs his handgun. So he takes his gun. Again, the man has literally, it never leaves the house. Like he doesn't ever travel with it. Like it's never, ever leaves the house except for, this hurricane situation, which was a unique experience. So we go up to Tennessee and we stay at Shannon's for a few days.
You drove here? You flew here? I can't remember.
We drove to Tennessee.
Right.
Yeah. So
that's why I had the gun in the car. Right.
Yes. Yeah. So we drove to Tennessee and packed up all of our stuff. So there's just a car full of just shit. Mm-hmm. And we stay for a few days. And the plan was that Austin was going to drive the car home as he does, because I cannot be trusted driving really anywhere ever. And I also don't want to. Like passenger princess all the way.
100%.
But since the car was full of, let's be honest, the majority of my things, just a lot of stuff, I was like, I'm in Nashville. I'm going to go visit my family. So the morning of our flight, I transferred the ticket to Austin and was like, you can take my ticket. You fly home. I'll drive the car to go to Memphis, see my family, and I'll drive home in a few days. Something like that. So he's like, okay, cool. So I have the car. I got all this stuff in it. I'm like, Austin, you don't worry about it. You just like go on, catch your flight. Because I felt like he needed to be back. I can't remember what the details were, but he needed to be back for something. So I drop him off at the airport and I drive home to Shannon's house. It's about like a 15, 20-minute drive. It's not that far. I get home and Austin calls me and he's like, you need to come get me at the airport right now. And I'm like,
we're like, how do you miss this flight?
Yeah. I'm like, what? I literally just got home. I just turned around. He's like, you need to come get me right now. And like not giving me any like words, anything. It's just like, you need to come pick me up right now. Like turn around, get in the car, come get me. And I'm like, okay. So I get in the car. I'm like in probably my pajamas or something. Who knows? I get in the car and he's like, will you park and come meet me inside? And I'm like, the fuck?
We're like, first of all, we don't do that for anyone. No one.
Park at the airport? Like,
hold on. You want me to park at the airport? When James and I were long distance, he'd always park and wait for me inside the terminal. And I'd be like, that is a man that will be here for the long haul. And then I'd pick him up and I'd be like, so the number on the tower that when you pull out, it's going to be 3 to 4. That's the numbers that I'm going to park right there. I don't have long before they make me circle around. And then you're going to Make sure you get there.
You're like, I'm actually just going to be rolling by, and I just
Rolling
need to kind
through.
of jump in. I'm going to slow down, and you're just going to hop in through the window.
The car will be open. Just hop in. No, seriously, that's diabolical. Okay, keep going.
So I'm like, okay. And at this point, I didn't realize Austin was not alone. That's why he was like speaking so cryptically, because I'm like, all right. I'm like, everything okay? And he's kind of like, no, it's not. But like, I need you to come inside. And I'm like,
nope.
I'm literally like, okay. Meanwhile, I'm the one with like, you know, the car full of crap, like needing to get out of town, right? Thinking like, okay, whatever. So I park. I go inside. Austin is standing in the terminal, like waiting for me because he's like, oh, I need you to like come over here, whatever. He is white as a ghost. Like all of the color has left his face. He is,
and that's a tan man.
And that is a tan man. He is a tan man. And the thing that's funny about this too is that in our relationship dynamic, like Austin he is like first child. He is like kind of perfectionist tendencies. He is, I mean, I thank God every day for this man because he really does keep me together. But like our whole family is like on a structured plan. He's a rule follower.
Because of him. Well, he's a coach. Like that's tried and true who he is. Like you are the meme that's like, when I go on vacation with my husband, I can turn my brain off. Like he handles it all. He's Mr. Handler.
100%.
So to see him like flustered, you're like, what's going on here?
Oh, yeah. Well, and too, like I'm someone that if this had happened to me, I probably would have been like, yeah. Austin follows the rules. I just like, I don't know, rules somehow they haven't really applied to me my whole life. It's actually a character flaw that I'm working through, but
my dad says to me, not anymore because like I'm a grown up, but like my whole life, the number one thing that he would say to me if I ever got in trouble, he'd go, yeah, and you know what, Shannon, the rules apply to you too. And I know you don't think they do, but the rules apply to you too. Cause I was always just skirting around him. Like, that's just truly who I am to my core. But like, that's like something that I have from my childhood that my dad would be like, it's funny, Shannon, you don't get it. The rules apply to you too. And I'm like, but do they?
Really? Like, I know. My mom always said that about me. She would always be like, you're so obstinate. Like, I'm going to tell you a rule and you're going to do the opposite just because I told you to do it. Like, you're so obstinate was what she would say. Like, you're going to do the opposite of what I tell you. I'm like, honestly, maybe.
I probably get mine from my mom because my mom's always like, ask for forgiveness instead of permission, girl. Let's go. And I'm like, okay.
Let's go. Yeah.
Guys, listen up because Simply Pop is new fruit-forward bevy of prebiotic sodas made with 6 grams of prebiotic fiber to support gut health, vitamin C, and zinc to support immune function. And the best part about it, it tastes delicious. I am seriously obsessed with this. It is so, so, so good. I have so many in my fridge right now. They have a lot of flavors, by the way. They've got, let me run through the flavors. I really was just about to tell you about my favorite one, which is pineapple mango, but I'll give you guys all the flavors, all right? They've got some really, really good ones. They've got 5 of them. They've got pineapple mango, which is my favorite. I'm just like a mango girly. Anything that has pineapple and mango in it, like that tropical feel, so good. But they're all good. They've got lime, they've got strawberry, they've got citrus punch and fruit punch. So whatever tickles your fancy, Simply Pop is going to have that for you with their prebiotic soda. It is so good. And 6 grams of prebiotic fiber, like that's amazing. Your gut health is going to be on fire, all right? Plus that vitamin C and that zinc to help support immune function. I'm always looking out for my immune system. That is what I'm trying to do. But the best part is Simply Pop contains the real fruit flavors that you know and love with no added sugar. When I'm reaching for something to drink, a bevy of choice, I want to make sure it's got no added sugar. Okay, so that makes for the soda to be even so good, a juice would drink it. Okay, soda just got juicy. Okay, it's Simply Pop. It's a new prebiotic soda, and I really, really am just so obsessed with it. They've got so many different flavors. It's delicious, and you just can't beat it. Especially now that it's warming up, get that crisp prebiotic soda that you want without feeling guilty. Okay, so go to cokeurl.com/simplypop to find out where you can try Simply Pop. For a flavor that pops, Probably Podcast chooses Simply Pop. Go to cokeurl.com/simplypop to find out where you can try it.
So Austin is the rule follower. Anyways, so he looks at me and he's like, yeah, I think I'm going to miss my flight because like I'm having a bit of security situation. I'm like, a security situation? I'm literally like racking my whole entire being. Like, what's happening? Because at this point, there's like officers involved. We're going up to the airport security, like secret office where I guess they take you in the back and like vet you. And Austin is essentially like, well, you see, when we evacuated for the hurricane and I put the gun in my backpack that I never ever carry or never leaves the house, so I didn't think would quite possibly could ever be in my backpack, and I just was in a hurry trying to catch my flight. Austin puts his bag on, goes through security, and truly like something in the movies where they're like, there's a gun in there.
The way it just like wasn't hidden either, you know what I mean? The way that they were probably like, this guy, like the way he just probably just like, you know, I'm sure it was in a case or something, but the way it wasn't like under a secret like drawer, under a thing, like he just straight up was like gun in a backpack. Like
literally. So and they're like immediately they're all on Austin, and Austin is like, he is like fully in rigor mortis.
He's such a good guy. I just can't picture it.
I know, it actually like really hurts my
It makes
heart.
me sad. I know, it makes me sad because I'm picturing him being like, whoa, there's been a huge misunderstanding. Someone body slams something like up against the wall. He's like, no. I have a son.
Yeah. He's like, what do you mean? No, Austin literally was like, they're all on him. They immediately like grab the bag, grab the gun, grab him, take him upstairs to an office. And
have you ever been in in an airport where they have like a printed out picture and it's like a haul of like drugs or guns or whatever, and then it's like a picture of the TSA officer and it's like, TSA officer Shonda found this like blah blah blah, and I'm always watching like, good for Shonda, hell yeah girl, like she really got them. Like it's just Austin and it's his gun in a backpack and it's like, Officer Gerald found this on. We're like, good for him. Imagine the people in the airport that saw all this happen that were like, I was at the airport today and this man brought in a gun. Thank God for the TSA. Who knows what this crazy man would have done on the plane? He's like, knows? I would have just ordered a bag of pretzels and a Sprite.
Oh, and you guys, this is only the tip of the iceberg. The story, unfortunately,
it gets crazier.
It gets crazier. So Austin, sweet little angel baby rule follower Austin. I mean, he's just rigor mortis, frozen up head to toe. He's like, they take him up to the upstairs office and he explains, he's like, we evacuated for the hurricane. My wife switched ticket last minute. I never carried this gun on me, like total oversight. We like have all our belongings with us. I just like had no idea it was in my bag, blah, 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 blah. And they of course like run a background check on him. I mean, they fingerprint him. I'm sure they do the cavity search. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, I drop him, turn your head and cough.
No,
Can you feel this?
Yeah. They're like, sir, we're going to need to search your whole body. But they did like really, investigate the situation.
Which is good to know.
Yeah.
Which is good to know.
Good to know. Well, so Austin tells them, they realize he has no like previous, he has no history of violence or gun
violence.
Never had a security issue.
Yeah.
So that's when he picks up the phone and they're like, you need to tell your, whatever I was, girlfriend at the time, she needs to come pick up this bag, which is crazy. They didn't just straight up confiscate it. But like, she can pick up this bag, which I'm like, I don't want to pick up the bag.
Yeah, I don't want the gun. I don't want
the gun. Okay. I don't
You grab the gun, they tackle you. You're like, you got a gun in the airport. You're like, what the fuck?
Like carrying a backpack with a gun in it at the airport sounds actually like the setting of a movie. It's scary. I don't want to be there. Okay. It's not my plot. So Austin calls me and he's like, you really need to come get this, this bag, whatever. You need to come upstairs, meet me at the airport security, blah, 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 blah. Because at this point, he was still trying to make his flight.
Right.
Allegedly. He was trying to make it. The window was tight. He was flustered. This part gets a little hairy on the details, okay? There was some miscommunication between all of the officers. And one officer was like, I'm going to hold the gun up here and your girlfriend, wife, whatever I am at the time, will come and get it. But he can have his bag back and try to catch his flight. And the penalty, of course, is going to be like a big old fat fine because they're like, he didn't like pull it out. Nothing was. Nobody.
Yeah, he was not brandishing the weapon.
Right. He was not like waving it. Yeah. So he's like, okay. So he puts on his backpack. He runs downstairs and he's gonna run through security. So he's running. And he's
By the way, might I just say before I will not give away the next part, but like this is the officer's fault. When I heard the story, I was like, this is the officer's fault because like Austin would never. Okay, go ahead.
So he's running. He's already alerted me, upstairs. That's the spot. Meet this officer.
Go grab it.
The officer's like, okay, here's your bag. You try to make your flight, sir. And basically like, we'll be in touch with you on like next steps. Cause like there is a penalty still, obviously.
Yeah.
So Austin runs through, he throws his bag on, he's sweating. He's already like, just in pure fight or flight because he's terrified that he's broken a rule or he's like going to jail. His bag goes through. He walks through, and again, and like, there's a gun in the back, and he's like, "Oh my god, I don't even have two guns." Like, he's like, "I'm being framed. Someone's trying to frame me." I don't even have another gun. He literally dead ass is like, he like is trying to tell them, and he's like, "No, I think someone's trying to like, I think this is set up." Like, I don't have another gun. The officer just took me upstairs and took the gun. And they're like, "Sir, there is a gun in this bag." And he's like, "No, there's not. It's impossible. Like, I just went upstairs. They just like freaking strip searched me. There is no weapon. I have no other weapons. That's the only weapon I have."
Right.
Sure as
The
shit.
officer put the gun.
Miscommunication. One of them put the gun back in the backpack.
Just imagine Austin too being like, "I gotta make this flight and I still gotta owe the government $5,000 probably." And they're like, "It's in the bag again." Like, also, who would do that? Like, they had to have understood at this point, like, this is clearly a mistake. Like, he would never just be like, "And you know what? Let me try one more time." And then, like, this time I'll put it in the front pocket. Like, surely no one would be this fucking crazy.
No, and the fact that he thought it was a setup is the funniest part. I'm like, he literally was like, I felt like I was in a Jason Bourne
being
movie.
framed. I'm being framed. I don't even have two guns.
I don't even have two guns. He's like, I literally only have one weapon, and the cops took it. He was like so confused, so couldn't figure out what was happening, so disoriented, so just like, oh my God.
This episode of Probably Podcast is brought to you by Huggies Little Snugglers. Huggies is the only leading brand with all-around blowout protection for sizes 1s and 2. Now, I have stocked up, okay, because I'm really close to having this bebe, and I know all about blowouts. And if you're thinking, but you're not a parent yet, how do you know? I know, okay, I'm a very involved godmother, and I know what the blowouts are about. I know that parents are not loving them. They're not loving them. And I also know that blowouts don't discriminate, okay? They don't care where they're coming from, when they happen. It's always going to be when you're on the road, when you're in a plane, train, automobile. They don't just happen at home, okay? And there's nothing worse than a blowout. So if you guys want a diaper that you shouldn't have to live your life worrying about how you'll deal with the next inevitable blowout, and then ease your blowout anxiety by switching to Huggies Little Snugglers. Now, Huggies Little Snugglers are up to 100% leak proof, okay, with blowout protection in the front and back, because as we know, it can come out either way. It can come out either way. And like I said, in sizes 1 and 2. So you can feel confident relying on them for your little ones. Huggies Little Snugglers, now with blowout protection in every direction. Sizes 1 to 2, Huggies, we got you, baby.
They're at this point now, they're agitated, okay? The situation went from being a little oopsie poopsie to like the people downstairs are now like, what the fuck is this? Like some crazy dude coming through, bringing another weapon. Like, and of course,
right.
He's like super cooperative, obviously. Like he's not like trying to do anything. So he goes, they bring him, I'm pretty sure they bring him right back up to the interrogation room. And they're like, what? Everyone's kind of like, what? And Austin's like, why would you put the gun back in the backpack when I told you she was coming upstairs to meet you guys to get the gun? Like, we still to this day, blurry. Don't really know.
Still to this day, I'm kind of convinced someone was framing him.
Maybe he was being framed. Maybe he was, because also the first ticket was $5,000 when you walked through with a gun, $5,000. He got dinged with a $10,000 fine because he brought the gun through twice. And then, you guys, there's a headline that's like, "Man tries to bring gun through security twice in Nashville airport." It was Austin.
When that headline came out, I'm pretty sure that's when Austin was like, "You guys can't tell the story. You guys can't tell the story." And we were like,
now the reason that we couldn't talk about it originally was because we didn't really know what the like repercussions were or the penalty. And now that it's all like passed,
done. Well, it probably wouldn't be good if they also were like, and also, y'all were joking about it on a public platform. Like, y'all were giggling about it. Your wife and her weird friend were laughing their asses off about this.
Yeah, they're like, there was a pregnant girl and another girl, and they were laughing about it on the internet. Yeah. No, but so when I came to pick him up, or when I saw him, I believe he had already gone through twice. Yeah, he had. So he was like fully clammy palms, white face, sweating, shaking. I have never in my life seen Austin that distraught. God bless him. Just absolutely bless him.
Truly.
So, to this day, we laugh. Like, he is like legitimate, like, trauma when we go to the airport. He's like, I'm always afraid there's gonna like accidentally be like a pocket knife or something in it. Like,
true.
Or like someone like slipped it in. He's like, we're always like checking our bag. He's like, just making sure there's no gun in there, even though the gun has never left the gun safety spot of our house
Ever.
ever.
My dad almost brought a pocket knife on a cruise, like a big knife on a cruise, or maybe it was a gun too. And he realized it before it went through, but he was like, I need to tell you something before you scan that. And they were like, what? And he was like, there's a gun on that bag. And they were like, oh, okay, well, you gotta hold on. Okay, we're stopping the conveyor belt. Someone's gonna walk you out. But it was before it went through. They were like, because you said it before it went through.
He was spared. Oh, yeah. So now, like, to this day, anytime I'm like, oh, he's a 10, but he doesn't have TSA PreCheck. We don't really want to even go through the application process because he does look suspicious.
He's got a bit of a flag. He's got a bit of a flag now.
What
were you going to say about you were like, there was a TSA agent.
So when he finally gets through, like after, he gets rebooked on another flight, he finally goes through security again. He said there was one TSA agent who was like basically on his lunch break, like eating a Chipotle bowl. And he looked at him and he leans in. He's like, man, so like, what was with the gun? Like, you can tell me, like wanting to get he's like, so like, what were you trying to do there? Like, can you tell us what was the thought process there? And Austin's like, no, I literally didn't know.
I didn't mean to do it. No, it's crazy. It's crazy.
It's crazy. So I just want you guys to know, please never bring a weapon to the airport. It is a very expensive situation to get yourself out.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. That is so funny. Poor Austin. It's like the last person you would want that to happen to, truly.
Oh, I know. It's actually, if anyone that would do something like ding battery behavior, that's something that I would do. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. And it is like the one like saving grace, just like a point of contingency in our marriage, that when I do dingbat stuff, I'm kind of like, yeah, okay, oopsie. Oh, this is my dingbat thing that I could be like, but babe, you brought a gun to the airport.
Yeah, you brought it, but you know how that goes sometimes, right, babe? Like, remember the time that you brought
the time you brought a gun to the airport? Because like, usually I'm doing some ding battery. This is my latest that you're gonna laugh at. I was in London last week for a wedding,
which I want to talk about.
Yes,
your trip to London. It was iconic.
It was iconic. It was actually a really magical trip. So we get dressed for a wedding, which we had 2 weddings back to back. Austin and I are on a wedding tour right now. We've just been weddings.
Tour de love.
Yes. So the wedding that we went to a wedding. We flew into New York City, and Austin was a groomsman, so it was black tie. Well, we've been to like 4 European weddings now, and every single time it's been a black tie wedding. And like I was like, oh, this is perfect. We're going to London. It's a black tie wedding. It's in this gorgeous castle. The wedding's like being featured in, I think, like Vogue or something. That's why I couldn't really post any of the photos. Yeah.
I was about to say, I didn't see pics from this. Oh, okay.
So I am going to post photos soon, and I do need everyone listening to hype up Austin in the comments and have my back, because we get dressed. I have this gorgeous dress. It's like got a cape and it's super over the top. Austin's got on his tuxedo because he already had it from a wedding. We went to New York 5 days later, went to another wedding in London. So he has the tux. Well, we're walking out of our hotel, and we run into another couple who's staying at the same hotel as us, going to the same wedding. And I'm in this like super like very like a gown. I'm in a literal gown, and Austin's in a tuxedo. And we look at them and they're like, oh my gosh, are you guys going to the wedding? And we were like, yeah. And we look at them and they look at us, and we are looking at each other like, one of us is dressed incorrectly for this occasion. And I'm thinking and we all kind of like look each other up and down, and we're like,
Let me tell you, when the guy, like in this situation, a guy is way more stressed than the girls, because girls can overdress or underdress. No one's really going to fault you too hard. Like if you were like, we're in a really nice sundress and technically it was black tie and you should have a gown on, no one's going to be like, fuck that girl. It's going to be like, well, that maybe it's like what she thought looked nice on her or whatever. And the opposite, if you wore a really nice gown and it's not that nice of a wedding, no one's going to be like, why is she wearing that? Someone will be like, maybe she just really wants to look nice. If you're a man and you're in the wrong thing, because it's only one or two things, it's a suit or a tux, and they're so different. It's a big difference, and it's a big deal to them.
Oh, So we don't say anything.
So which one was it?
One of the guys looks at Austin and he goes, should I be wearing a tux? And I was like, yes, you should.
That guy's freaking the fuck out way more than Austin right now. But Austin's probably feeling like, am I about to look goofy as motherfucking shit? But the guy in the suit is probably like having a full-on panic attack, because if you're a guy in a suit when it's black tie, that's a problem.
That is a problem. And he was wearing a blue linen suit. So I look at him and I'm like,
sorry, and Austin's in a tux.
No, literally.
Because it is summertime. Yeah, okay.
So I look at him and I go, it is black tie. Do you have a tuxedo? You need to put it on. So we get in the car and Austin looks at me and he really is like the sweetest little lamb. He looks at me and he goes, babe, I'm going to be so embarrassed if I'm the only person in a tux except for the groomsman. And it's just like me and the groomsman, or me and the groom. Me and the groom. Me and the groom in a tux.
Yeah.
And I'm literally looking at him like, babe, no, this is like, I sent the bride my outfit before. Like, she told me to wear this dress. I gave her options. Like, this is a super fancy wedding. Like, yeah. And I don't have the invitation with me because I just didn't travel with it. And
of course.
They have a website, but at this point we're in the car in the countryside and I couldn't pull up the website. And I was like,
right.
I really feel like it's black tie.
Sorry, are you in London or are you in New York at this point?
This was the London wedding. So New York was for sure black tie. Again,
gotcha.
I was like, this is just like all black tie, black tie, black tie. So we're in the countryside again, at this like gorgeous property castle vibe. I'm like, no, babe, this is a really nice wedding. And he's looking at me. He's like, babe, I'm going to be so embarrassed if I get there. I don't know anyone. We walk in. Everyone is in a linen summer suit, including the groom.
Oh, I was just going to say, I didn't want to correct you, but when you were like, only the groom will be in the tux. I'm like, no. Actually, like, truly, if it's not black tie, even the groom and the groomsmen will be in tuxes. They'll be in matching suits.
Austin is in a full tuxedo with a cummerbund.
They're like, do you work here?
No,
like serving.
Truly.
Give this man a plate of fucking hors d'oeuvres and just have him just play the part. You know what? Great way to get to know people. Nice little icebreaker.
No, that's what I said. I was like, and then
what did he do? What did he say when he walked in?
He looked at me and he's like, babe, oh my God. He was like, and I'm the only person in a tuxedo. Like, he was like, he was just like so embarrassed. He's like, I cannot believe you told me it was black tie. This isn't even close. This is not black tie at all. And I was like,
actually, everyone's in linen.
Yeah, he's like, they're in like gorgeous, like blues and colorful suits. And I was like, you know what? Do you remember that one time you brought a gun to the airport? I'm just kidding. I said, babe, we all make mistakes. No, I did not bring up the gun thing, but I am saying that I do. If anyone in the relationship does some ding battery, it's me. I am a dingbat. And I looked at him and I was like going, babe, but you look so sexy in a tuxedo. You know, I'm like,
how was the rest of the wedding? Did he just like use it as like a little, yeah, she told me it was black tie?
Well, it was funny because there was a couple guys there that were like, you know, I do a really bad British accent. He was like, my wife did show me the Pinterest board. And there was, because it was like a Pinterest board of like girls' outfits. He's like, right. There was a few guys in tuxedos. It was quite confusing. And
was quite confusing.
I'm like, thank you. And then it actually did get funnier because everyone brought up a story. Like one guy told us this funny story, how he went to a funeral and his mom was like, they want us to be dressed really colorful as a celebration of life. And then they get there and they're like wearing like tropical, like button down shirts and basically like a colorful outfit and everyone else is in black. I'm like, see, Austin, it could be worse. You could be at a funeral.
Oh, you could be in a funeral in a Hawaiian t-shirt.
Exactly. You know, but everyone was teasing him and telling Austin to pick up a tray and serve us all drinks. And then,
no, if anyone can get away with it, like the Brits will make it funny.
Oh, they were. And also I was like, Austin is so funny that he was able to really pull it off. And
Great sport.
I kept going, you can just blame me. Like, just blame me. It's my fault. Like, I was like, yeah, I'm sorry. I did tell Austin. So when I post photos of me in a gown and Austin in a tuxedo, I want everybody to know the backstory that he
By the way, you being like, you can just say it was my fault. Just blame me. He's like, it was your fault. That's what James would say. I will. It was your fault.
And I was going, babe, I mean, hear me out. You already had the tuxedo. We came from one black tie. The last 4 European weddings were all black tie. I just thought
you had to pack less.
Yeah,
this
exactly.
is great.
I said, when were you going to bring another suit? Come on.
Where were you going to put that thing anyways?
Where were you going to put it? And we already had all this suit drama because on the way to London, he left the suit bag in the closet. Remember when James did that in Memphis? Like,
yes.
Left his suits in the closet in New York City. And so we had to pay an Uber driver to like go and bring it to the hotel. And I was like, we could have left that tuxedo behind and probably dressed him in something else. What if he left the tux behind and then we got to London and I made him go to a tux rental shop
and buy another tux?
He would have really killed me.
I know you guys know what the dinner dread is. I'm literally sitting here. It's 4 p.m. right now, and it's hitting. It's hitting. It starts around here. What are we going to have for dinner? Do I have anything in my fridge? I don't want to cook dinner. It's the dinner dread. It gives me anxiety. It grows, and then ultimately it's solved. But it's usually solved for us by Stouffer's. Okay, Stouffer's gives us that relief that we need to the dreaded dinner dread. And here's the good thing about Stouffer's. It is always there when you need it, and it's never, ever, ever not amazing. From growing up on Stouffer's classics like their lasagna, oh my gosh, like it truly is the best lasagna ever, and their mac and cheese. But now they've got even better stuff. They've got air fryer entrees, which are so good, and they got sides too that you can put in the air fryer. I know air fryers weren't a thing when we were growing up, but like these are the money, baby. They are so good and everything tastes so crispy and crunchy and delicious. And as per usual with Stouffer's, they just make it so easy and convenient and satisfying whenever you need them, okay? We love using Stouffer's around here, especially I'm getting to the end of my pregnancy now. I just can't be asked to like whip together a housewifey-esque meal, but with Stouffer's, sometimes James doesn't even know, okay? Sometimes I just put it in another dish and I'm like, look what I made for you. He doesn't have to know that it's Stouffer's, but usually he tastes it and he knows because it's an unmistakable taste. So when the clock strikes dinner, how about you think of Stouffer's? Stouffer's has your favorite tasting meal right when you need it, okay? So if you are looking to have a delicious meal, find Stouffer's in the freezer aisle today.
But like, there was so many moments on this trip where people kept going, oh my God, y'all traveled all the way to Cornwall, which is the coast of London.
Yes.
And I was like, I know. I ChatGPT'd the whole trip. I had it all mapped out. Austin gets in the car. I'm like, babe, it's only 2 hours to the coast from London. He's like, that's incredible. We get in the car, puts in GPS. It's 6 hours.
Yeah, I'm like 5, 6.
Like literally 6 hours. He's like, you and I really got to start doing some fact checking on things. I'm just like, la la la
la la. How was the trip other than that? Like, it looked amazing. You guys saw so much, did so much. I've gone to a lot of the places you've gone to, but like it's never all at once, and you made it look really manageable.
It really was. And I will say I did use ChatGPT to plan the trip. Now, there was a few hiccups on the
old 2 hour, 6 hour thing. Who's counting?
Who's counting? Austin's like, yeah, you're on your phone the whole time. I'm the one driving. I'm like, babe, just 2 hours. We'll be there so quick. He's driving on the left side of the road, on the right side of the steering wheel.
How was he with that?
He said it was pretty good. When you make a right-hand turn, though, from the left lane on the right side of the car, that is crazy. And a roundabout, also crazy.
They love a roundabout. One of the sexiest things about James is he can drive any car, any steering, any side of the road. Like, I'm not kidding. We could go any country. We have been to so many countries. And he's always like, let's rent a car. And I feel so safe. He's like weirdly good at adapting to different sides of cars and stuff.
Yeah. That's definitely a male's job. It's not for me. It would have taken me the whole trip. He did say
would have just killed us.
The most confusing part was not the opposite side of the road, but being on the other side of the car, because he's like, my equilibrium was off.
James does say that. He's like, your depth perception is just very skewed. You feel like you're off the road, but you're not, or you feel like you're in someone else's lane, but you aren't. It's like your depth perception is definitely off.
Yeah, it was a little off, but we landed into London. Actually, this is another funny Austin story. We landed into London. We had the most magical first day, even though we were pretty jet lagged, and you're kind of cuckoo because you're like, you sleep for like 3 hours and then you wake up and it's like 10 a.m. there and you're like, okay, we're starting our day. But we went to Kensington Palace just because we were staying in Kensington, which I loved the area we were staying in, South Kensington.
I never stayed there. No, I need to. Everyone always asks me, where should we stay? Where should we go? And I'm like, guys, when I go there, I stay like at his flat or his parents' flat. Like, we don't like go to, like, they'll ask me hotel recs. So I'm like, I've stayed in a hotel one time there. I always stay with them. So you probably have better recs.
I do think this rec is good. I saved it all to my UK highlight if anybody needs deets, but we stayed at this hotel called Number 16 Hotel, and it was the cutest. It was like designed by an interior designer who has her own brand. So it was just like gorgeous, eclectic, super affordable. It was like £400 a night, which isn't terrible. Like
no, that's good. Yeah.
For like a full service, like the
bougie hotel. Yeah.
Gorgeous hotel. And they did like a high tea and breakfast was included. It was just adorable.
So nice.
But we were in South Kensington. That's my favorite area. I also love Notting Hill for anybody who's going back. Those were like the two areas we spent most of our time. But we get to Kensington Palace and Austin was like, I think I just saw the prince. And I'm like, no, I'm like, you didn't. I'm like, you're so silly. You did not see the prince. He's like, the defender just went into the palace and there was a prince in there. Like I literally just saw him and I was like, Austin, you stay yanking my chain, silly boy. And then like later we found out, like I kept going, no, you did not. And he's
No,
like,
I would be like, no, you didn't.
yeah. I was like, no, for sure you did it. And then like later, apparently somebody did confirm that Austin really did see like a member of the royal family who lives or was staying in Kensington Palace. I don't know what the details are there, but it was
I can't keep up with where they live. It's like all different properties. But yeah, that's freaking cool.
Yeah, he really actually did see, and he was like trying to tell me. I thought the whole time he was just teasing me. Like I just saw like
yanking my chain, boy.
Yeah, I know he really did see a prince. So, anyways, but the trip was super magical. We did a tea party. I dressed up like a teacup. I did the whole thing.
So cute. I want to go back to London with me, you, and Taylor. I feel like that would be so fun.
I know.
I want her to experience it. I want to experience it with you. I want to just do girly stuff, like because there is so much like girlyhood things to do there that I will like be able to do with James's friends here and there if they're like able to like go with me. And then there's like the rare occasion. There was one time that Serena Kerrigan was in town the same time I was. And then there was another time that Paige Lorenz was in town for Wimbledon. Yes, and I got to do like really girly fun stuff, like go to Selfridges and just shop all day with Paige. And then there was a time where I went to this place. Oh, what the frick is it called? It's the place with the egg bathrooms.
Oh. No.
What is that place called? Anyways, it's the iconic spot, but it's very touristy. And I remember being like, asking James to go there twice. And he's like, we totally can. But he's like, I feel like that would be better with like one of your girlfriends. Or something. And then when Serena came in town, I remember being like, this would have been so fucking weird with James. I would have been like, get out of here. Like, I want to be in the bathroom and taking pictures and doing like high tea and cheers. Like there's some things that are just like girlier. What is that place called? Anyways, it's an iconic spot. If I sent you a picture, you'd be like, oh yeah, I've seen that. So I need to go on a girls trip. We need to plan one.
We do need to go on a girls trip. And also the area we went to, Cornwall, was so family friendly and
yeah. Oh yeah. The coast. They love that there.
Cute. I kept being like, I was like, our hotel had a bunch of classes and I thought, could I take the seashell class tomorrow at 10? I love shells. And they were like, right. So that is for kids, but
I'm cracking up.
Like, oh, well, okay. I don't want to take the shells from the kids.
Well, we won't take the shells from the kids. That is so funny. Oh my gosh. That's so Anna Grace coded.
I know.
You're like, oh my God, there is a class for fairies. They're like, so that is just a quick 30-minute session for small children. You're like, no, me.
I was like, but, because Austin was like, are you going to go do the workshop? And I was like, oh, it's for kids. He was like, oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
babe.
it's for kids. Well, guys, we have Anna Grace coming to Nashville. Who knows if I'll give birth while she's here. I think that would be pretty spot on. I'd like to redirect our attention to, we're about to wrap up, but do you remember the time that we talked about dolphin assisted birth?
Yes.
I think about that all the time.
I talked about it seriously in conversation with someone last week.
I'm cracking up because someone was like, I told the story, we were laughing, I was talking about Anna Grace, and then either you or Taylor, it had to have been you, we're like, yeah, so basically, I'll retell the story, even though if you are a longtime listener, I'm sorry if you're rehearing this, but how we got on the conversation of dolphin assisted birth. And I was like, what in the literal fuck? And Taylor's like, I've heard of this. And I'm like, of course you have, you fucking freak. And then Anna Grace is like, yeah. And it's like either you or Taylor said this, correct me if I'm wrong. It's like a proven fact that people that have been like assisted in birth, dolphin assisted birth is what it sounds like. It's like you give birth in water and like there's dolphins all around you and they're like made like mammally, like just the energy surrounds you.
In the ocean, like if a dolphin is giving birth, I'm pretty sure dolphins come from all around and they emit like a sonar frequency.
Yeah. That's what it is. Okay. So when you give birth, all these dolphins are coming around you in the ocean and they're emitting this frequency. And Anna Grace is like, yeah. And like, it's a proven fact, like these kids that are giving these dolphin assisted births, they end up going to Yale, Harvard, and like changing the world, winning Nobel Peace Prizes. I go, yeah, no shit. They come from rich ass families who are allowing them to have a dolphin assisted birth. Of course their kids are going to fucking Yale. They're set up for success. Who else could be having a dolphin assisted birth, right? And we're just like cracking up. And then Anna Grace is like, I looked into it. It's illegal. I'm like, you looked into it. She's like, I tried.
The funniest part was that we started talking about it so frequently that people, including Taylor, sent me a voicemail and go, wait, before I make a joke that lands flat, you aren't actually doing a dolphin assisted birth. I was like, no, I'm not doing one.
It's become this like really funny like inside joke between the three of us where we're always like, damn, I wish we could have some dolphins for this birth. Like
a dolphin
who knows?
assist.
We're a bit landlocked in Tennessee here, but maybe I'll have a dolphin assisted birth. But when you come into town, I am going to beg you to do another podcast. We have so much more to talk about. I want to talk to you about Bali. I want to talk to you about everything in your life. This is like actually a very Austin heavy podcast. So
Austin, he is my muse.
And we love him.
Yeah, he's my king. My muse, my king.
We love him for that. He's one of the funniest people ever. He just wrote me a rap song the other day because he's just like iconic and amazing. And I love him. And I'm glad that this podcast was dedicated to him. And if we did dedicate this episode is brought to you by crazy fucking funny stories that Austin has done. It sounds like a sponsored podcast.
Austin is sheer entertainment, but like it's only for like my life. He has no interest in sharing with the world. But Shannon did send us a really funny rap, and it was a guy rapping the groom, rapping to the bride, and she was having a panic attack on the wedding day.
Yeah.
And she was like, I feel like this is what Austin would do. And I wrote her back and I was like, when you're giving birth, I could send Austin and he could rap to you while you're giving birth to keep you calm. And then Austin responds with like an entire...
He's like, let me put one on the mic real quick. And then he literally sent me like an example of how he would rap to me if I was giving birth. And it was hilarious. It was really good too. I played it for James. He's like, I fucking love Austin.
I know. I mean, yeah, the birth rap it's niche content, but I think he could be onto something.
I think he could be onto something. That was like a really funny TikTok too. It was like when you have a panic attack before you're walking down the aisle, and this is like, it's like the groom is seeing her, doesn't matter, like, and he's just like, hey, what you got on? What you wearing? Oh yeah, what you got on? What you wearing, girl? Like, it's like so funny, and it's so sweet. Like I've talked about this on my wedding podcast. I don't have to say it again, but like I was really not anxious about my wedding, but I was just having some like anxiety, and like James and I just like slept together the night before. I was like, we had planned originally like to maybe like sleep separate. Maybe he goes to Will's. He was like, so I've got to sleep with my brother, and then you get the place yourself. I'm like, no, I'll make Taylor sleep with me. And then Mike's like, so I'm sleeping alone. Mike's not British, but like we had like planned all this stuff, and then when it came down to it, I was like, I just want to stay with you. We were technically already married, but I was like, I just want to stay with you. I just need my comfort blanket. Okay, I just need you here with me.
You got to stay. Sorry.
But that's so funny. I was like, if I was anxious, I don't think I'd call James. I think I would be like, get Austin, bring Austin in.
He is. He's like, he'll just start saying words and he'll just start rhyming them. And something about it is calming.
It hits. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I love you so much. I can't wait to be podcasting with you in person. I've got a new setup in the stew. The stew is looking good.
The stew.
And I love you so much. I can't wait for you to see my big fat belly.
I can't wait. I love you so much. Thanks for having me. Love you guys.
Mwah.
Bye.